first where we can get into the show?
No, it literally just said go on the screen.
Really? We're live now.
Actually, it counted down too. Actually, it was like 3, 2, 1, go. It gave you everything you wanted.
You doing a lot of talking on my show.
And you just didn't.
My show. You just real.
That's what happened.
This is the Maserati show.
All right, let me go do what I said I was going to do and shut up. All right.
Well, she's still trying to figure things out over here. This is the Maserati show once again. I would like to welcome everybody. This is one of my guests here. She's going to introduce herself or throw her little name up at the bottom.
Oh, it's no graphics today. Don't say that. Be okay, Pepper Pot.
Oh, well, then it really don't matter who she is. I am Maserati. And today we do have another guest with us. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
It's Artazar.
All right. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm a hip-hop artist from the city. I also am the mastermind behind Taste My Movement.
Okay, what is Taste My Movement?
So it started off as a concert series, but it's morphed into just, highlighting everybody, who's doing something, who actually, got a movement, who's, working.
So it has nothing to do with food?
So it's always food on site at the shows.
Oh, okay.
Not the last show before last, we had Salsa City come out. The last show was at the Winchester. They just sell food there. So.
Okay, that's good. I mean, when you throw things in there like that name, I was like, hey, niggas gonna show and be like, so there's no food? Because you definitely said it was gonna be some food in the title. So I want people to get out there and be starving and shit. Maybe fuck around left with the McDonald's.
I ain't gonna lie, Winchester got some really good wings. Like every time I go there.
Really?
I inhale them. So
when is a good day to go to Winchester? Because I've been wanting to go. Like I'll see them have like little game night kind of things they have, and some of the people I see there I know are like cool enough to hang out with. So what's a good day to go to Winchester?
So the next time I'm throwing an event there, it's gonna definitely be a good day. That's July 30th.
Okay.
Also, there's another promoter that comes through there that goes by Nebula or Black Nebula, I want to say. Mm-hmm. I know they had a lot of singers. Like they had Deion Davis singing. They had B. Landrum. They had pretty much the elite vocalists of the city.
Okay.
All coming out. So
okay, yeah, that does sound interesting. It's still on you, sir, because I'm still fixing.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out why it wasn't live yet.
Oh, it is. Don't worry about it. We good. You don't have to check nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nope. I'm already
just
on
seeing
it.
Myself. Don't worry.
Oh, whatever.
I just want to make sure I'm there.
Whatever.
So anyway, so what is it exactly? So do you do music as well?
Yeah, I'm a hip hop artist.
Okay. All right.
Produce.
Okay. All right. So you go freestyle on this episode, or?
I can, but that ain't really my strong suit. I'm out of practice. Freestyle? I'm out of practice for real because I used to really be on it every day, but I'm on my third kid now, so it's like,
Oh, you kind of like the rapper that's kind of like, yeah, I'm a dad now.
No, I still write though. I love writing more than freestyling, but
Is writing for other people something you would think of doing, or
I've always wanted to do that. I just haven't found the perfect people for that. So. But back on the freestyling though, like more so when I was in a group before, and then it's always that one dude that just always want to freestyle all day, every day, and that gets you riled up. So that's in that kind of setting, I'm more with it, because it's just more fitting.
Okay. Well, I mean, how many people was in the group? What happened to the group?
The group, that was like 10 years ago. But what it was though,
y'all broke up.
Yeah, it was a clash of egos, honestly.
5 Heartbeats shit.
Basically. We used to joke about that too. Like we used to watch the 5 Heartbeats.
Say that ain't gonna be us.
Right.
Yeah, it just happened. Huh?
Like, yeah, it does happen. Honestly, one of the dudes, he wanted to have a kid first, and that take a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to care for a whole other being.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, we all parents here.
Right.
Yeah, it ain't. Woo, man.
So I guess he just said he wasn't trying to rap no more after that. Huh?
That's kind of really what he was saying. Then when I finally left the group, it was like, "Where you going?" It's like, "Bro, you can talk about you don't want to rap no more for like 6 months. Like, what am I supposed to do?"
Yeah, I mean, shit, y'all should have made him rap.
I mean,
you remember when Eddie Kane was sitting around? He was laying in bed, drunk. Had the bitches with him. They went and got his ass. Come on, get your ass out of bed.
Yeah, but I mean,
sometimes, man, you gotta be like, hey, man, fuck them kids.
I mean, that's
in addition
true.
to like the kid thing, like I had a different direction for my music period, so it was good for me to just branch out and just do what I want to do.
Okay, well, it worked out for you. You got your own T-shirts out.
Yeah,
You brought a couple here for us.
I have mine too, but I already kind of have mine. I'm gonna wear mine next time. That's best. I wear mine next time because he wore his, and I don't think we should match. So yeah,
20, no.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that. So yeah,
A T-shirt and a skirt. Nobody want to see
I'll
that
do
anyway.
that. There we go. Yeah, I'll wear mine next time for sure.
Yeah, plus I got a beard, so if people ask, I'll be like, that's me.
You know what? You could probably pull that off. It's believable. Yeah, it's believable. I'll give you that.
They all right down my ass. So they be like, so nigga, you got shirts with your face walking around. All right, motherfucker.
Yes, and that's what you say.
I want to get a gold chain with my face on it. I think Rick Ross did it first. I was like, man,
don't you hate when somebody else beat you to it?
Yeah, man. That's a fucked up thing about not having enough money to do the type of shit that you want to do.
Right. I agree because I'm with you on it because once somebody else does it, it's like the thrill is gone. Yeah. What's the point?
Drake said it ain't about who did it first. It's about who did it best.
It depends on what it is, though. It's something like that, and then somebody else said, you know what they're gonna say? Oh, you got that from Rick Ross. Be like, no.
You can't be the second black president because it's like,
yeah, I mean, like, what is that? I don't think that my diamonds is gonna be better than the diamonds Rick Ross had.
See.
So
yeah, and they're just gonna say you copied him, so it don't even matter.
Even with the gold teeth, like I seen Odell Beckham had like he had like the veneers, but they had diamonds. Like the whole veneer was diamonds. And I was trying to get something like that after I found out how easy it was to get veneers put in your mouth. And then I seen Odell Beckham had this shit, and I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I mean, but you know what? That's just kind of been always a thing for us. And it's funny that you have it sitting right there. Like gold teeth and just gold and just, I don't know what it is with black people and showing out on everything. Like we just have to be so fucking fancy for the majority of it anyway. I ain't gonna say all. I don't want to stereo. But yeah, it's just always been that way.
Man, I just like to have that gleam and smile with the diamonds in your mouth. I don't want to have no grills because that shit, like the grills, like make your mouth stink after a while. Like people don't realize if you ever been around somebody that's like had a grill in their mouth too long, you like, damn, they breath stink. Like it's been a couple rappers I ran into, like they had grills in their mouth. I was like, God damn, like I don't want to put nobody on blast, but it's a couple of them Houston niggas. I was like, do you take that shit out?
Oh no, yeah, let's just leave it
take
alone.
That shit
let's
out.
not. We might have somebody as a guest one day. Let's not drop no names.
I did not want to dap that nigga up. He was talking this shit. I was like, you cool and all, my man, but yeah, damn.
Oh wow, was it that bad?
Yes.
Jeez.
That nigga, you was riding dirty for real, my nigga.
Now, does he also smoke, or do you know?
I don't think,
because see, that'd be like the biggest contributor to it.
I don't think he smoked. He's a very straight edged kind of guy.
Well, I meant just either like even tobacco. I didn't necessarily.
I don't think he does any of that.
I didn't. Why your mind go straight to something illegal?
I mean, I'm saying he doesn't seem like the type of person that does anything.
Oh, that clean cut edge. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, like.
And he a Houston rapper?
That's what I was thinking. Like he don't sit lean.
Nigga, I just said who it was.
You did?
Nigga, you riding dirty for real.
Oh, I missed that. You know, I was multitasking. The fact that I kept up with any of this conversation.
Do he seem like he smoked, drink, or do? I don't even think he cuss.
He's you know who he's
do he cuss?
About, okay. I don't know.
He don't have to.
I mean, I don't think he cussed too much. I think he does cuss, but I don't think he.
I think he bought Lyft.
Huh? I was gonna say I didn't want to keep going into who and giving away who it was, but yeah, I heard he's like very like business and even I think like tech savvy.
Yeah, like, he's in the tech now.
Yeah, I'm glad we know that other side of this person. I'm not gonna say no name because of how you started it.
I mean, he was cool. Don't get me wrong. He's a cool person. He talked to me and everything. Like I was trying to get him to do a show and shit.
Too late now.
He was like, he gave me a good price and shit. I was just like,
to do our show.
No. This was back when. This was before Riding Dirty.
You mean
so he still had. It was before his prices went up. So it was before Riding Dirty.
Okay.
He was the mixtape Messiah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's back when they was all doing shows for like $5,000, $7,000. Like you get Slim Thug to come here for $3,000. That nigga do a show. Mike Jones was $5,000. At the time, Chameleon was bigger, so he wanted 10. No, he said Universal wanted 10 because his first single came. This was his first single came out, and it didn't blow up. And then Ride Dirty came out, and then he blew up. So Universal wanted 10, and I think he was like, man, if it was me, he was like, man, I'd take such and such, man, and just say run it, man. But you know, you get signed to these labels. He was explaining everything. I was like, all right, I understand. Get signed to a major, you got to do what the majors want. They got to get paid and shit.
Yeah,
cool,
that's how it goes.
It was
People
cool.
want those contracts so bad sometimes till they get them.
I ain't gonna lie to you, unless it really makes sense. It don't ever make sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just makes like even less sense now in the era that we're in with all these different options of promoting yourself. So it's just so much. It's just not as necessary. It's just how I've been looking at it for like a lot of years now. Okay. Trying to get this TikTok live. Oh wait, no. Not on my first TikTok live. I don't think we're about to do all that. So
we about to go viral. The cat's out the bag.
I mean, I have something on under it, but you know, people be there popped on like, ooh. So
I would have.
we definitely have some topics. I don't want us to get so comfortable with just talking to each other that we don't get into actual conversation here. So I don't know. I'll kind of just I'll throw these topics out and I'll let you guys know, or you guys just pick where you want to start. I'll just work my way from the top to the bottom, and then that way we can also say all the topics. We got DJ Envy and his wife, I think it's Gia Casey, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Jada and I just left it at Jada. Oh no, wait, no, I didn't. There's more on that screen. Jada and Will Smith, Black China and Rob Kardashian, Disney Special Tax District, Dwayne Wade and daughter Zaya, Bride Drugs wedding reception, Megan Thee Stallion interview with Gayle King, and whatever side topics that we have.
Shit, you guess what you want to talk about?
I'm not gonna lie, these some good topics.
I thought I did pretty good on the topics, but we can kind of group them together.
The one that stuck out to me though was the D Wade.
The D Wade, okay,
and his daughter,
okay.
Like somebody, because I saw somebody posting about it, like, oh, he got a girl that identifies as a boy. I'm like, at that point, just let that man live his life, because it's like, what else? What do you really want from him if he already made his decision?
I mean, he's getting more pussy than I am at this point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what y'all playing about at this point. He's getting some pussy.
Now, wait
I was about to say, most likely he is.
Wait. Why is it that all of a sudden, hey, he's a child? They made enough decisions. They made enough decisions.
I don't.
How old is she?
14. That's still a little.
How old is
you
14? 14. Trust me. That means they in what grade? 7th?
Oh, no.
8th?
Yeah. That's
7th?
like
Let me
8.
see.
That's like 8.
14 minus
8th,
that. That's 9th.
8th, 9th, depending on.
That's 9th.
Depending. My birthday's in October.
My birthday's in September.
Yeah, but you might have made that cutoff. But anyway.
I didn't make the cutoff.
Both the 8th and the 9th.
I graduated when I was 17.
See, I didn't until I was 18. That's what I'm saying.
Same.
We know for a fact you're.
My birthday in May. My birthday coming up 2 weeks.
Oh, well, happy early.
Okay.
Okay. Well, wait. We're kind of jumping into our opinions without saying why we're talking about this.
Okay.
So there
because there was a bunch of chicks pregnant in my junior high school. Shit, I know chicks that was losing their. You said, hey, that's a child. That's not 14.
Just stop. I'm trying to explain why we're talking about Zaya, and you went
the
on.
diet.
So we're discussing Zaya because there was a picture of her, and I don't know if we consider that the boyfriend or the girlfriend. Apparently, now see, I haven't even double checked this. You know, people start saying something, and you don't even know if that's actually true. The picture was for Easter. I think it came out around Easter, and it was Zaya and another person, and they were kissing. Mm-hmm. And now, see, that at 14, I actually had no problem with that. I think people had an issue with seeing the picture because it was who it was. Let's just put it that way. And if they weren't as famous, a lot less people
honestly
would care.
Honestly, that's kind of part of what I was trying to get at. Like, we, you know what I'm saying, we got so much opinion about this little 14-year-old kid who has nothing to do with us. Like,
yeah, it's.
I mean,
that's exactly. I had, matter of fact, I think if I made a post, I was like, I don't know why people care so much about this kid that's not yours. First, and it's too rich to be on welfare. So you never have to support this kid.
Never.
Mind your business.
Because they famous.
But since we're talking about it, it's like, what can we, what do you want for this person? That's the real question.
People want to be, okay, I'm going to tell you what it is. I don't know what, honestly, I'm not really sure what like your religious beliefs are. But when it comes to something like this, it's easy to point a finger at this situation because you know it's a sin that you can't be found guilty of. Now, I'm not even saying it's a sin, but a lot of people view it that way. And a lot of times when people view it that way, you've committed, last I checked, all sins are equal.
At the end of the day.
They're all equal. So either way, you know where you end up at. It don't matter which one you decide to violate if that's what you believe in. So that's what it is. You can point the finger at all these situations because you'll never fall victim to them. That's it.
This is true.
Well, people want a conversation. That's it. That's it.
Oh, right,
but
matter. Your conversation is being able to do this.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't know. When I first saw the picture, I thought it was two dudes. I'm like, oh, I don't want to see this. That's just me.
And then there's the other thing.
That's my
and just with them being kids,
Yeah, that's just a whole other factor. That's a whole
I don't really care what 14-year-old kids do.
But I mean,
how about that?
When I started seeing such an uproar about it, it's like, what do y'all want from?
People want a conversation about other people. That's what we want overall. No matter what, no matter if you famous, you want to kind of like if you throw it can be anything. Shade Room throws all type of shit on you, and they just talk about anything. If they famous, semi-famous, they'll throw it out there. People just want to have something to talk about. Yeah. That's it. It don't matter who the fuck you is. Sometimes you gotta search who the motherfucker is that they talking about. You be like, who is this that y'all talking about? Like, why do we care about? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, someone's got pulled over for a DUI. Who the fuck are they? Why do we care?
Yeah, see, the thing with celebs in their lives, we have also slipped in once reality shows happen and celebrity real life and whatever they make up to make their lives entertaining, they've all kind of just mushed in together. It's to the point now between that and between social media, you notice you don't even see paparazzi photos of people anymore. We don't need it. They're gonna post a picture of themselves of them going out there night. And like you notice you don't really see like bad photos of celebs anymore. A lot of these media outlets, if they do take your picture or they'll just take one that you post, you look good. Like you used to see pictures of like celebs out looking fucked up. I don't see them anymore.
TMZ be doing people dirty though.
I don't see them anymore. They always have
the worst things to say. I'll be like, man, y'all.
Well, it's TMZ. It's TMZ. That's just what they gonna do. But yeah. It's just things have changed in so many different ways. You know, it's crazy. All right, so let's see what other topics we have. That's why I had this up because I didn't want to skip by anything. Let's see. We're coming off of someone being judged, so let's go to trial cases here. Which ones do you guys want to start with? We got Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, or Megan Thee Stallion and Gayle King.
The Megan Thee Stallion one was kind of funny.
Okay. All right. So let's break down what just happened. I don't remember what day she interviewed with Gayle King. I think it was just like a couple of days ago. Yeah, it hasn't been that long, but
maybe Sunday. Was it Sunday, Monday?
Yeah, it's on like NBC, so probably like a Monday night. A Monday night airing. She sat down with Gayle King. I believe I watched the whole thing. It said it was like 12 minutes and some change. That was the whole interview right there. She just basically told her side of the story of what happened tonight.
I mean, it's pretty much the same story that she told before, though.
See, here's one thing that she said that I did not know. I didn't know she never snitched on Tory. She never actually told on him. She said that she had that story of glass because of the whole thing that happened with George Floyd had just took place. And when she knew the police were coming, she said she was scared. And she was like, even though this just happened, I didn't want anyone to end up being shot by the police because there's clearly a gun on the scene. And she said when she was in the hospital, she kept the story going until the doctors had came in and they was like, you got bullet fragments in your foot. And the police were like, oh, really? So this whole time, I actually didn't know that she didn't like tell that until it came out that way. I know a lot of people saw maybe 30 seconds of the interview. I like to watch the whole thing so I get a better feel, what the person is saying. I want the things that they like to get you, the hot takes. So let me see the whole thing if we're going to judge it that way.
I'm not going to ask you because you've seen that whole interview. Mm-hmm. Did Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion have a relationship?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you, because she seen the interview. Because I thought they did too. According to Meg, she said that
they just interviewed one of her friends on Shade Room, or showed the Shade Room, and the dude was like, he was pretty much like, yeah, they had a relationship, but he didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to give it up. And I'm sitting up here like,
but that happens though. You have to, she's a celebrity, but she's still a woman at the same time. Right. Sometimes you don't want to admit, even though if you look back, I think it's been kind of obvious that they were definitely more than friends. But that's how I saw it. I'm like, this isn't very unusual for me.
But my thing is this: if you're sitting down to an interview, tell the truth about everything. Because if you're lying about something so insignificant as that, because that's the most insignificant part.
Right. And that's why I was just about to say. So that actually, to me, that is the one thing that she could just, but I feel like she shouldn't have. And now I will say that. I also, from what I saw, I didn't have a problem with her giving the interview. I know there were other talk shows and things like, she shouldn't have said anything yet. And from what I saw on it, I think when people watched her and tell that story of her crying, you got to keep in mind how many times she's probably told this story. Probably. Yes, she's saying that she's still traumatized from it, but you tell a situational story over and over again, your reaction ain't gonna be the same as 2 years ago. On top of that, it's been 2 years now, so I don't think that she should have been judged really on how that kind of came. It did. I'm not gonna say it did come off a little, but if you think about how many times she had to tell people this shit.
Here's the thing that you have to remember though. Once you give the police a report, once you do an interview, you better make sure that everything that you said, because that's the one thing his lawyer kept saying. They was like, once you get on that stand, we gonna talk about these inconsistencies, because if you say something on that interview,
they said that,
and they looking at on that paper like,
or after,
so you said what? And they gonna be looking at that paper like,
Yeah, I can totally understand her reason though. I get it. You it's too much going on in the world right now, and just because I'm a celebrity, shoot, they might pull up and not know who you is right away.
Real talk, she definitely reinforced that bar that J. Cole said about if she said she only fucked 2 or 3 niggas, you got to multiply by 3, because it's what? She definitely subtract Tory Lanez out.
This only matters because she's a female. Nobody's gonna go to ask Tory that. I mean, he was glad to talk about it. He was glad to make sure he could put that out there, but that's only because she's. But
listen, there was too many. We got to remember back then there was pictures of them together all the time as a couple. So it's not like we really had to. They can ask her, but it's kind of like if somebody said in 5 years, "Hey, did you and Partisan? Was y'all in a sexual relationship?" And she'd be like, "Well, no." And then we'd be like, "Well,"
I think they admitted to being in a relationship. I don't recall her and Tory ever saying that they were officially together. Maybe. And honestly, I feel like if they were never officially together, she got a right to deny all that shit. I mean, she got a right to deny it anyway, but that's just an added.
I mean, listen, we ain't in their bedroom, so she can deny it. She can say she's a virgin, honestly, unless she's pregnant.
I don't think.
Unless she has a child, she can. You can. I mean, you can say what you want to say, but we ain't in that bedroom.
She kind of made a career off of talk about freaky shit though, so it's
yeah. Well, I don't think she's ever tried to have that good, sweet, innocent image either. That she's never struck me as that. Of course, when you're doing an interview and you also going to court, you're gonna tone down your look. That's everybody. Nobody goes to court for especially something serious like that anyway. But yeah, I am more iffy now because we talked about it on this old show before when it first happened. And I know as far as Tory goes, for him, he did too much in the beginning and they had to shut him up. Now you can't even come and sit down with Who would he sit down with? Kevin Samuels? You can't even come and sit down with the Kevin Samuels and now tell your side of the story, because the trial hasn't officially started yet. And you know how this goes. Anybody that's want to be on that jury, unless they're secluded, I don't even know if they picked a jury yet for it to get that far. They've not heard her side of the story already. Now that could backfire on you because they may prejudge you in the way that you wish they didn't, but he can't now. He didn't move correctly when all this first happened. It is what happened with him.
Like, he really didn't nobody move correctly. They both was
she
on
did.
Instagram.
She is more famous. See, I recall her being on there, and it was never always initially after he would say something though. From what I remember, hers more so a response to some bullshit he done said or did.
Because she was quiet for a good minute.
Yeah,
he was really a little.
He was like, you can't poke at people, but for so much, and especially for her to just remain quiet. But look at the careers though. That answers your question right there. She's here, he's here. She has managed to.
He know how to get some bread, but career and money is two different things.
Her career, come on. But she's Megan Thee Stallion.
But listen, the thing is this. It's too hard to fight against something when you're playing those cards. Protect black women. You know how hard it is for people to be like, question what you're doing. It's almost like saying, I was raped. And the dude is like, I didn't rape her. And who's going to say, you wasn't raped? She's a black woman that says she was raped. You'd be like, I mean.
You believe her off top.
Yeah, you go with her off top. And then if she keeps saying it and she keeps going with that story, you be like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Even if he found innocent, to this day, they still bring up Tyson as being a rapist. They still bring up Tupac as being a rapist. And we know the Tupac story. Yeah. And they'll still be like, Tupac was a convicted rapist. He's a piece of shit. We be like,
we know never hear the retraction.
Huh?
A lot of people never hear the retraction of the headline story. So that's how that goes.
I mean, shit. Do
but
they care?
And see, that's what, remember, but I never said, I just said I kind of believe her a little bit more now. I never said I fully believe her. The thing is, I try to be careful with it because you never want to start accusing the victim. Because if she's like fully telling the truth and look at all these things that people are saying about her, you're now pointing the finger at the victim. You're saying she's lying and all these different things. All I said is, after seeing that and hearing the whole story, and also the biggest thing for me was finding out that she didn't actually tell on him and like off top, that just, it made it a little more lenient for her. But I'm still like, yo, I'm just gonna see how this shit play out.
I think the biggest thing for me is the gunpowder, because I know how guns work. And once they was like, no, Tory didn't have gunpowder. They said, matter of fact, the DNA they found was inconclusive on his DNA being on the actual gun. And there was no DNA on the actual magazine of the gun from Tory. So that means, yeah, it was his gun illegally, but his bodyguard had to put bullets into the magazine because there's no DNA. He's not a criminal to where I think that he's sitting up here like, let me glove up to put the motherfucker in, but I'm gonna still hold it.
Or he had them on already. I don't know what his wardrobe was that night.
Or he had what on?
Gloves on already. I know as far as the police go, listen, these are celebs. You never know what they're gonna pull up in. But as far as the police go, they did make a statement because they had some statements. They had one from Tory's lawyer, like you said, they can't wait to get her in court. And, you know, why did your story change? But they also had one from the police department, and they were even like, yo, we're pretty solid. And the evidence actually is what they said. In the evidence they have that this is what actually took place. So again, I'm very curious to see how this plays out. I know they go to court later this year, the exact day and things like that. I don't exactly know, but I know who is in court right now. Black China and the Kardashian clan. Listen, no, fuck that. They're in court. This shit is amazing to me. She managed to take this shit all the way to court for saying that they talked bad about her in order for her not to have a TV show.
What a defamation of character.
How did she pull this shit off? That's what the fuck I want to know. Because it's television. So fucking what if they did is how I've been looking at it this whole entire time.
I'm not gonna lie, her whole trilogy with the Kardashians is like
it's amazing. It's amazing.
Blowing.
She has to be the most aggravating thing in their life. I swear to God, I think they just don't like her for real. In like real life, I think they do not like this chick, and I can understand why. She's out of line.
She's full of herself.
She is, but she's not falling in line with the Kardashian thing. They already ain't, like this with Rob anyway. Right. So the fact that she even exists is probably, I just feel like it's so irritating.
I was at the studio out in Beverly Hills a couple years back, and before I got there, she was there, and she left a porcelain doll of herself.
Child.
And I'm like,
I believe it. You know why? Because I've seen her mother in action too. Sometimes, these chicks is an exaggeration of their mother, and her mother seems to be a lot also.
But like, she really like was with Tiger, broke up with him, and then got with his baby mama's.
This off though?
His baby mama's brother.
Right? I still want to know like how some of these women get in, especially for them to be stupid enough to have a kid.
What do you mean? How did they get in?
After she lived up with Amber Brown.
Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm gonna say first of all, look at her. Now she's had some more plastic surgery, but she is just not attractive to me, like whatsoever. She looks worse now than she did before. But that's what I mean when I say that. Like even when I say like I can see Amber Rose being there because I think she's at least as far as the physical goes, I think she's very beautiful.
I don't think
Black China. I don't see it. Wait a minute.
She's not.
We gotta pull it.
She's not ugly,
because I'm gonna need you to double check that statement.
But you know what? You also have to remember this too. In those situations, once you get inside that circle, you know what I'm saying? Like that circle is that circle. Like when you hear people talking about like what they done and who they done it with, it's everybody it's just a big ass circle. You looking at the gang, fuck her, and her, and then she fucked this.
I'm sorry, no.
She definitely exaggerated.
That is overly exaggerated plastic surgery, and she looks a hot damn mess. Now, see, I don't talk about, well, not like overly, but I really try not to talk about people's looks that just are like born that way. But when you go and do that to yourself, I feel like it's open season on how you look. You look fucked up to me.
It's definitely exaggerated. She's not ugly,
she looks fucked up to me. Like that looks terrible to me. I think that's like, I can't move it. That's like an old picture of her probably, but no. Every time I see her, I'm like, how?
Because she's in that circle. Once you're in that circle, you're in that fucking circle.
I mean, we could be cool, but that don't mean we gotta be cool.
If it's a rapper out there and Black China's throwing the pussy, trust me, the niggas go fuck. The game will go
But
fuck.
how are you also stupid enough to have a baby with her? Because she's never strike me as not being crazy.
Niggas have babies. Niggas have crazy baby mamas every day.
But you also talk, maybe it was too soon for Tiger, but Tiger also has never struck me as being stupid either. But maybe I will clearly. So I don't know.
Okay.
I think Rob, she probably called Rob at like a down moment.
No.
Rob was going through some shit.
Did she help him lose weight?
I think she did. See, that's the thing. Rob has always kind of come. I used to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. He's kind of always been going through some shit. But I remember him having that period of like gaining weight, like you said. So maybe that was her end. That was her end.
We always remember the now of people. You got to remember who Tiger is. Tiger is.
I just said that.
No, because you was like Tiger.
I
Tiger
said maybe then it was because I thought about how old his kid was. I definitely said maybe.
You said he never struck you as stupid though, right?
Right, but I said maybe then.
He was stupid.
And then I said, well, clearly.
Now, here's where I'm saying it's not about stupidity. Remember who Tiger is and remember who people are. Tiger is lime in the coconut. He's not Rack City. That's not him. He's not the nigga. He's not from a hood. He's not. When somebody like Black China's throwing a pussy at him, he's gonna take it because he's not used to that. That's like when a stripper is hitting on the little nerdy ass dude in the corner at the strip club. You think that little nerdy ass dude ain't gonna spend all his goddamn money? He like, man, she really like me. Man, she's dancing with me all night. When she throw the pussy, that nigga go do it. Take the condom off. That nigga will take the condom off. He ain't used to that type of shit. He was used to probably like little nerdy white girls. His fan base wasn't that shit. Tiger wasn't used to that. That's how she getting them niggas. I'm pretty sure Rob was getting a little goofy ass white girls and little Asian girls. And then when the stripper type chick hit on him, he all on it. Man, she got a fat ass. I'm about to fuck that. Hood niggas do this shit all the time. How many big ass dope boys got these stupid ass baby mamas walking around with fake asses and shit that they didn't fuck raw? Man, my baby mom crazy, man. She took me to child support.
Niggas love saying that shit, though.
Huh?
Niggas love saying that shit, too. It's like...
Yeah. Niggas love fucking raw. Niggas love fucking raw. Love going in. If you can get the pussy as a female, there's a chance you can have a baby by the nigga. If you give a nigga a chance to fuck raw, he go fuck raw. I don't give a damn if that nigga's got money or not. It's basketball players walking around that's got baby mamas that they paying off. Shit, Tristan Thompson.
I heard LeBron hit off, what's his name? Off 43, Channel 43.
Oh, the one news anchor chick?
Sharon Reed.
Yeah, somebody said that a long time ago, and I was like, I mean, shit. Maybe. Shit, maybe. Niggas
I say Sharon Reed bad for her.
Niggas go fuck, they go fuck. Shit. You let them fuck, they go fuck. Basketball player, baseball player, money, no. It's a chance you can have a kid with a nigga, because if you let him fuck raw, he go fuck raw.
Well, somebody was definitely out here doing too much once upon a time, and that would be DJ Envy. Y'all like that transition? I do. So, his wife was on the Breakfast Club, I think early last week, and I think everybody already knew that he cheated on her anyway. Actually, yeah, because he had apologized to her on air. Did you see any of the interview with her? Did you see the interview?
I did not.
Okay, man, I've seen a clip. I didn't sit and watch the whole thing because honestly, I didn't care that much. I only just tossed them in there because we had this whole, kind of thing going. Well, he apologized on air. She was on the show last week. They got like a book or something that's coming out, and they're probably gonna get that reality show back that they were supposed to have, but then she found out he cheated on her. What I did note was that she flat out said that I wouldn't be in this marriage still if her mother didn't have dementia. Because she always had the mindset, and her mother never would have stood for it either, that, if you cheat on me, I'm gone. So, she decided to stay because I don't know, Tyrese of all people somehow managed to be in the middle of this. But that's part of the big story that happened with him. But what really kind of took off and everyone called her toxic, even though she was the one cheated on, is because she admitted to faking orgasms throughout the marriage. So that actually became like the headline title. See? The headline title of the story. And I was just like, that's what we talking about now? Like, we're just going to bypass. Oh, well, you know what? I guess you can bypass it because she bypassed it and stayed. So there that is. But yeah, I think honestly, I feel like she definitely wanted to embarrass him a little bit.
So she had a little data in there?
I mean, she owned one. At the end of the day, if anything, she owned one. Because, what he did and then apologized, on air. So she can get her little digs in just a little bit and be done with it. But yeah, I mean, once you stay, it's not on you. I don't have any sympathy for you. Like, that's just it. I mean, you there now.
It kind of makes, it don't make the situation no better though. Like, it kind of still looks bad on her. Like, so wait a minute, you getting cheated on and you ain't getting a nut? You faking orgasms, so you not getting yours, and that nigga's out there getting his twice from you and from somebody
else. And one
else.
of which was Erica Mena, if I'm not mistaken.
Damn, we got Erica Mena. Man, I gotta get some money because I know DJ Envy.
And that was like off. Erica Mena when she was like cute and didn't have like surgeries.
I mean, shit.
I mean, that alone would have had me in a marriage. You got me fucked up.
I mean,
I think the fuck not.
Them circles. Them circles.
See, this is what I don't understand. Why do that and then try so hard to keep your marriage? Because if she was that adamant about how she felt about if this ever happened to her, I feel like he knew that already. You still took the chance. So you already knew. Well, maybe you knew you'd be forgiven too. Because sometimes I think men know they're gonna be forgiven at the end of the day.
I mean,
so it's like, regardless of what the fuck she was saying, like, he might have known that she wasn't gonna go nowhere.
I mean, shit. Sometimes niggas take the chance, shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Why even go through that? And then go through all that to fix your marriage? Like, why do that in the first place is what I'm saying. I can see if you really don't give a fuck. Like, say you cheat on her, she found out, you like, well, fuck it, I really don't care, I'm done with it. Okay, still fucked up, but I get it. What I'm saying is, why even bother to take those steps then if you want to turn around and still, like, beg and plead to save your marriage? That's also adding to confusion for me. Like, why risk it is what I'm saying. If this person matters that much.
How long were they married together?
I don't know how long I think
a long time.
Yeah, they've been now, but I don't know when this took place. I don't think it was early in their marriage though. Because from what I can tell from the story and the timeline, she found out on Christmas or like right before.
Like this past Christmas?
No. This is something that took place like a while ago. Yeah. That's why I'm like, a lot of people kind of didn't really care because this is kind of like old news. But yeah, I know they had kids already.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Because they're in that circle. When you're in that circle, it's too much. It's a lot of fucking like temptation going on. You can look at anybody and be like, all these niggas is married and all of them they got caught cheating. It just depends on who came out with the shit. Even Shaquille O'Neal, they said dude tried to put it on Shawnee, and he was like on the other podcast, he was like,
tried to put it on Shawnee.
The dude at the in the
I
other
never
podcast,
thought it was her fault.
He was like when y'all got a divorce, he was like, man, because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, and Shaq was like, nah, it was me. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing as a husband and shit. And I'm thinking like, well, I mean, yeah, the nigga probably cheated. Like, who the fuck? Kobe told us that.
But then
didn't Kobe drop it?
He did. Something about that story is very true. I can't remember all the details, but you are definitely right. I mean, honestly, for me, with Shawnee, it's like when you
Kobe was like, man, Shaq be cheating.
Yeah, when you marry an NBA player, I feel like it's just expected. That's one of those careers. I feel like your odds are more than likely that's what it's gonna be. Who? And see, that's why I said more than likely, because I know it's not 100%. I just think your odds are higher. That your outcome is very higher. And look at his face and his vibe, I'd say no. But you know, he might be good at it. You never know.
Everybody in that circles, they cheating.
I don't think it's 100.
Kirk Franklin was married, and he was in an interview. He was like, I passed somebody in the audience. Boom, 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 boom. After the show, Kirk Franklin.
Yeah.
Stomp.
Well, I mean, we ain't got to get into what the church does. So just because he Kirk Franklin, that doesn't really matter.
I mean, if Kirk don't cheat, everybody gonna cheat.
Nah, I don't.
Circles.
I'm never gonna think it's 100%. Well, let's see. What else did we have here? How much time we have left? Oh, snap! We only got 15 minutes left. All right. So we got Johnny Depp, Amber Heard court case. We can make this one a quick one because I don't really know much about it. It's another defamation of character case, if I'm not mistaken. What's been amazing about this case is Johnny Depp in court. That's all I care about. It's being Johnny Depp in court, and it's funny.
I have no idea what the hell the court case is about.
That's what I said. I'm pretty sure. Drugs have been involved. She's claiming it had been drugged. Again, I don't really give a shit. The highlight of the story is Johnny Depp being questioned in court, and it's like this close to his Pirates of the Jack Sparrow character. It's not too far off. It very much so reminds me of it just by him answering questions. He's being his comedic self. He appears to be kind of his acting self, and it's just entertaining to me. I'm not taking any of this shit serious because personally, I don't really give a fuck because I think they're just like over money. Like somebody's just gonna end up paying up. I don't even think anybody's gonna end up in jail in this case. I could be completely wrong, but this is one of those just haha.
Random but in line. I heard Jack Sparrow was based off of a black person.
I don't think I heard that one.
Like the real pirate was a black guy.
Huh. Well, if it was,
It was in the Caribbean, so I mean.
This is true. This is true. I don't know. All I can just give Johnny Depp credit for. For playing that role. Yeah, because that role was tied into this court case too. I can't remember what the details are around it. I think maybe it was happening like around the same time or some shit like that.
So who's taking who to court? Is she taking him to court?
That's what I think.
Yes. That's why I'm like, it's just over money. None of this matters. It was just Johnny Depp was just funny.
She's not gonna win no money.
Why?
I mean, shit from the shit that I've even heard, the little bit I have heard, like she cut off his finger and shit.
It's crazy. It's. I didn't say them because I don't know which ones are like true and fake. I just know what I watched Johnny Depp say.
Man, they even had an interview where they showed dude talking about it. He was talking to somebody else, and they was like, "Look at the concern of his friend when he's joking about her cutting his finger off, and like how his finger was." And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Did somebody cut Johnny Depp's finger off and he had to get his song back on? So
a lot of drugs was involved. Yeah, it was a lot of drugs involved. I know that much. Yeah, a lot of constant.
There's no way you about to get some money unless you going in there proving like dude was beating her ass severely. You cut her finger off. They like, what the fuck? Y'all was getting high and doing stupid shit. Get the fuck out of court.
Well, he didn't cut a finger off, but ever since Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett has been catching hell. I don't know how that happened. Somehow Will Smith slapped somebody and Jada Pinkett's the one that's evil here.
You know what? It's that red table, man. She be spilling all at the red table and then be like, dang, like that's still your... Okay.
You know what? I haven't watched Red Table in so long. I don't know. All I know is that's how you start a season. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. A couple weeks later, Red Table talk starts. I don't even know why people are mad at her. To be honest, I haven't quite pinpointed. What I actually did here was give you all the women that people have been labeling as toxic. Amber Heard, Jada Pinkett Smith, Black China, Gia Casey, and Megan Thee Stallion. These all have been considered labeled toxic women now. I think Jada got labeled toxic when she was like, yo, I didn't feel like Will needed to slap Chris Rock. And for some reason, men felt like Will Smith was that the men that felt like Will Smith was defending her and he was right for doing that felt like she was wrong for saying, I don't need to be defended in that way. Actually, is what she's saying. I don't think she had said, like, I don't want you to stand up for me. I think she said, I don't feel like you needed to slap him. I'm pretty positive that's what she said. We don't know what Tupac would have done to get to the age Will Smith is.
Okay.
The Tupac in his 20s? Perhaps. The Tupac in his 50s? I don't think
Tupac really would have shot him. I just saw it.
I don't think so either. And I knew where you were going. But it's like when you said it clicked in my head. We too stuck in the head of Tupac back then. Tupac didn't make it to the age that they are now. So for her being at the age she honestly even is, maybe even back in her 20s, she would have been like, yeah, slap him. Now she's like, yo, I don't, what are we doing? And everybody's like, oh, she's wrong. I'm just like, yo, you can't say what you want anymore.
I think that in a marriage, you can't really beat a person, especially when you're famous like that. Like, those are not the things that you talk about in public. Like, if that's the case, cool. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the conversation you and your husband have. Like, everything's not for the public. Everything isn't for, well, let me make a statement saying, well, he doesn't have to do that. That's something you pull your husband to the side. Hey, listen, next time, I don't need you to do that for me.
I think that applies more to us. This is Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. People have already judged the situation. So she came out with her side and said, well, this is just how. But you also have to consider, just like we sit here and talk about not all our business, but talk about our business. That's the same thing she does on her show, which he's aware of and he's been on and spilled his tea himself at this same table. We have to get into perspective of who we're talking about sometimes. I'm not surprised she came out and said how she felt about it. She also sits on a show where people talk about their feelings and situations and evaluates these things. So
the real winner is Chris Rock, though. He got a sold out comedy tour.
Hey, so everybody benefited. Isn't that weird?
Well, it's a PR stunt. I felt
that way too. I can sit here and talk about it like it's real, but I'm just like, I started with, shout out to starting the season of Red Table Talk. Shout out to starting the season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. They led that shit up, starting with Ye and Kim, and before we get started, boom, we in court. Go watch us now on Hulu. No
She a
longer on
lawyer
E.
now too.
And that's what else is funny. This happened right when they started on Hulu. Now remember, they've been on E for how long? Because Keeping Up with the Kardashians been on for what we going on 2 decades now, and now now they're on Hulu, and all of a sudden now you're in court as soon as you come off E Network. So
I've probably seen 2 scenes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2 decades.
I used to watch it. Now I wasn't like always like right when it aired. Like I'll probably catch like replays or something like that. But yeah, the thing is, you still gotta respect the show, especially in this era, for staying on that long about people that's just a reality TV show.
Three
that
seasons,
many people are watching.
If you get past 3 seasons, you going.
And now, if you listen, but that's just how big shit Kim alone is. She could do a show by herself, but you add everybody else in, and it's still going.
The one time I did see that show, she was on there talking about Kanye.
Yeah,
I heard looking for some skin tone colored band-aids.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I said I used to watch. I haven't watched the show, and I don't know how long. Funny. But you know, it's somebody's watching.
Obviously.
They practically ran that E Network at one point. Let's be real. They had their little spin-off shows going and side shit. They was running E. They was executive producers of these things. So they may not like be in my lane, just for everything they do, but I'm still taking notes.
Right.
You're worth taking notes on because how long has it been now?
I'm not a Steph Curry fan, but he's still great.
There it is. So, and I wasn't always that way with her. I used to just not care and like her. And just now I understand her more. That's what it is. Like I understand. Like she is a walking brand, and she's fucking killing this shit still. All right, we can go ahead and end this episode out with this little last story that I had. I don't even have the details, but I think the headline says enough. Bride drugs wedding reception. Oh wait, maybe it doesn't say enough. She gave everyone weed infused food at the wedding reception. Now, me personally, I would have been happily surprised. But I can understand if some people was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" It's too much. You can't do that. I get
was
it.
It on the invitation?
Was it what?
Was it on the invitation? Like that's the real question.
No, these people were like totally not aware that they were going to be drugged today.
But it's funny because people was talking about that like a couple of months ago on Facebook. They was like, when I have a wedding, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have weed infused food, and I'm not gonna tell nobody. Now somebody really done did it.
See, the thing is, you gotta know your guest list. My guest list is fine. They gonna fucking be as happy as I would be if I did that. Now, if you ain't got that same guest list, don't do that.
I was about to say, grandma is not gonna be happy.
See, both my grandparents did. I had to listen.
Yeah, some grandmas still smoke weed. Some grandmas.
And then there's that. Here, let's see. Let me make sure this is the right. Okay, of course this was in Florida because where else would something like this take place?
Oh, she got arrested.
Yeah. She should. You drugged people. Lacing food with drugs at her own wedding. Danny Shea, 42 of Longwood, Florida, was arrested Monday, April 18th, where she is facing felony charges from an incident that happened at her wedding February 19th. So this actually took place back in February. There were about 30 to 40 guests at the wedding outside of Orlando. Some of the guests said their hearts began racing. You got to also consider people do have medical conditions. Others felt nauseous. These are edibles. They're stronger than just smoking weed. You can't just give people edibles. Glassware and food were collected at the party and tested. Detectives said that they found that beer, lasagna, and pudding shot desserts were tested positive for THC. Several guests needed to be taken to the hospital for treatment. Charges include tampering, culpable negligence, and delivery of marijuana. I'm not even sure weed is legal in Florida, so then there's also that.
I think it is.
I don't know in which way though. Do you have to have? Is it medicinal? Because if it's not recreational, you just really illegally gave people drugs.
I mean, regardless, I feel like you should say something. You shouldn't. My first time on an edible, like I bought a little chocolate bar. It was like a size of a Hershey bar. Mm-hmm. The dude that sold it to me was like, "Don't eat more than 4 pieces." You know how you break the Hershey?
Mm-hmm.
Was this homemade or like
this was like it had like an official label.
Okay, because they measure out different. Okay, all right.
So I'm eating it. I don't feel it right away because it's an edible. You don't feel it right away. I get to like my 7th, 8th piece, and then I'm starting feeling like I'm on Looney Tunes, and then it's like, oh, yeah. So I was high for like at least 24 hours. Damn. Probably was closer to like 30. Yeah, I threw up that night.
See, my tolerance is so high. I could never. I can't. I don't get to enjoy it that way unless I take like a really good tolerance break. And that's why I be so envy of people that be like, "Yeah, I was high as fuck." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
It's one of the reasons why I do take breaks though, because when I get to the point where I'm hitting the bag and it's like I'm not getting high, I'm like,
yeah. It's like I still get high. It's a different than after you take a tolerance break. I still get the effects.
I had to think about this for a second. Yeah, she probably do need to get arrested.
Yeah.
Because I like lasagna, and you don't know how much is in there. So imagine somebody that went back and got a second plate of lasagna. Yeah. Like, oh man, they got banana pudding?
And then 4 hours later, like,
What if they was driving? What if they went to pick up their kid? Somebody could have needed to be in court. Somebody could have needed to be drug tested for a job. I mean, there is so many different scenarios that you're right. It has come up on Facebook, but I don't think anybody has ever been serious unless, like I said, you got that guest list that's not going to, like, you are 100% sure that your guest list ain't gonna care. You shouldn't have.
That should have been her bachelorette party.
I wouldn't even have did that. I wouldn't do it because some people just don't want it. Some people are just so totally against it. But then too, we like her having it in the food and nobody knows.
Like,
there's so. I'm guessing there's none there. I don't know, but there's so. Yeah, it probably wasn't. But there's so many different ways of dispensing marijuana now. I've had drinks that I purchased myself, thank goodness, from the dispensary. It just tastes like a regular drink, and then I was high as shit. So it's kind of scary that that's where we're at now. But then this is also what we asked for. But yeah, I'm not down with drugging people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's the definition. You out here drugging people.
That's really.
Yeah, that's not cool, man. That's not cool.
Cosby, like.
Right, Bill Cosby in jail. We don't know what happened while these people. Somebody could have passed out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up. So we actually finished the show on somewhat kind of maybe just a little bit.
Threesome that night. He was like, man.
That's the thing. Could you imagine cheating on your partner because you're not used to taking drugs and trying to explain to them like, now see, here's a situation where I didn't mean to do this. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Saturday. Go ahead and drop your. If I say Saturday, it's definitely Thursday. Go ahead and drop your information.
Really high. She has to infuse drink.
You can follow me everywhere at RTheZar. That's RTheCZAR. Takeover just dropped. Make sure y'all check that on all streaming platforms. Yeah, I'm on.
All right. Thursdays. 7 p.m. we go live on our multi-stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. I think I named them all. I have already now been banned from TikTok going live until next month. So there goes that. It literally happened while we was there filming.
How did you get banned?
Something got reported for hate speech, and that was after the Zion conversation. So I don't know. That's another reason why I didn't go live right away. I don't know, but I just filed an appeal. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Sponsored by Peace of Mind Protection. Again, live Thursdays. Why do I keep wanting to say Saturday? 7 p.m. You are.
Hate speech? Who the fuck said something about that?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Somebody was probably hating and reporting my life.
Wait a minute. I did say somebody got.
No, I don't think we really said, but whatever.
More pussy now,
it's no biggie. You know what? That's true. I have to be a little bit more careful on TikTok. I think I just learned the TikTok live lesson. TikTok is different than like IG and Twitter. You can't do shit. I kind of forgot that.
I think it's for kids.
It's because they haven't hit the algorithms to break that down as to who sees what, narrow down that much. All right, again, be okay, Purple Pots, ending this stream, and I didn't get any of the other graphics loaded. Did I hit the button? Try it again.